Welcome back, my fellow aggressive learners. Voila! We are here to do some example on before and after element. And in case you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead on YouTube and type Ikenatuko Divine or do at Sadiko and then click subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get updates on my content as soon as they drop. Now let's go ahead and do our example. Now what do? Voila! Let's just go ahead and define an image inside this tag. That is what I want. And then inside this image, I've got so many images. Let me use this girl. I love her picture because she's beautiful. Beautiful. So that is what I want to do. So I have a parent tag and I have a child tag, which is an image. So let's go ahead and manipulate these two elements in our CSS. So what do? I want to delete everything I did here. And I want to delete this too. So the first thing, let me just delete it, all right? So we start all from the beginning. Remember, we're just doing an example. You already understand this. Good. Let's go ahead and do div. And inside the div, I want to give the div a width of, let me say 80 view width. Remember, we did that before. We talked about view width. In case you've not watched it, please go ahead to the next video and then achieve that. Then the next thing I want to do is to give this div a margin. I want it to be a margin of 100 pixel top and bottom. Let me give it 200 pixel top and bottom. And then left and right, I want it to be auto. That means I want to centralize it. Voila, 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 voila. You can see that. Voila, here we go. All right. So it doesn't look like what we're doing, right? But I know, let's just do some magic again. So let's work on the image, right? So I'm going to do image and I'm going to give the image a width. So now, remember, the image is inside the div. So I can do percent. Remember, percent means percent of what? 80 view width, all right? So that means it's going to be 100% of what? 80 view. That means it's going to cover the entire 80, all right, view width. I hope this is greatly understood, right? Good. So in this case, you can see our image is, the margin is about 200 pixels away from the top, and it is 200 pixels away from that. If there was supposed to be another element here, you will get to see that it is 200 pixels away. If you want to try that, just go ahead in your example, put an image here or put any other thing here. You will see that the gap between this and the next element will be 200 pixels. And of course, this space and this space will be equal because it will be automatically centralized as long as there is no other element that is side by side with it. So in this situation, we've got our image all centralized. Now, since we have centralized our image, you could give it a height if you want, but for this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead. Now, I want to define the div. I want to put an element. Remember, our div is there. Maybe we're not seeing the color. That's why we don't take it. So let me give a background color. Background. Let me call it. Don't mind me. I just want you to see something. You can see, right? You can see, right? You can see, right? Don't forget the image. The image. Let me give the image a height. Sorry, please. Let me move this. Let me give the image a height. That means our image do not fully height. Let me do auto. That's not good enough. Height 100%. So let me do height 80 view height. I don't think I want that. So I'm gonna do 40. Okay, I think that's okay. Let me do 30. I'm coming down more. That's kind of amazing. 20. Yeah, that's too much. So let's do 25. Right? Good. So now nobody is seeing our height again. Now we are doing 100, but the image should be 100% of the height. I think this is amazing. You're no longer seeing that color again. You're no longer seeing the red again, right? So beautiful. So I'm going to remove it. At least now you know that the div image does exist and the image is seated right inside the div image and it is fitted into it exactly. Now let's go ahead and say we want to attach something before the div. All right? So remember that our before carries two pseudo element. Yes, you can put one, but it's advisable to what to go for two. So I'm going to do before. I'll do content. Sorry, please. Content, and then inside the content, I'm going to do come, just for us to see that something is happening, right? Good. I'm also going to do after. After. So everything we do here, we'll do it here. After. Let me do go. Right? Beautiful. 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 Right? So you can see what's going on here. Now, in this tutorial, we are not going to have this guy. All right? But before we go ahead, let's give it a background so it will make sense. Let's give it a background. And I want to give the background a special kind of color. Right? I want this. I want to use the CSS color tool, right? I want to give it a special kind of color that will align with the image of the young girl. Image of the young girl that is what in the picture. So I'm gonna pick background. So I want it to align something close. It's not that close, but just something close. Something close, not that close, but something close. Okay, good. So now let's give it a width. Are you seeing? Are you seeing? Let's give it a width. So the width should be what? Remember, the parent is 100. We already have a width, 100 view width. So we are making it 100%, right? But do you know that as it stands, this thing is an inline element? So let's go ahead and make it block. Block. Watch it. So it is now block. It's standing on its own. So now you can go ahead and define the same thing down here. Down here if you so desire, right? If you so desire, but this time around we can give a different color. We can give a different color, right? Did we just remove everything here? So let me quickly change this color to something different. All right, good. So let's give this a lighter color, something lighter, something light, something light. Good. So I'm going to close this for now. Let us play around with this one. Now that we're given this one, let's give it a border pixel, a border pixel. Let me use 3 pixel and let me use solid. And then now I am going to use this background. I'm going to use this background as my color. Right? Good. So now our border is not visible. So what do? I want to remove this background so that our border can be what can be visible. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Just focus on the lesson, all right? So now we are having this. Now I'm going to give it a height of what? A height of 100 pixels. Remember, we have defined height already. So I'm going to give it a height, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to give it a height of 100 pixel. And then the next thing I want to design. Now I want to do something. Remember we talked about positioning something. We did position, absolute, position, relative. We did all those, right? Now let me go ahead and do position, absolute. Right inside here. Watch what happens to my image. Voila. Everything fits in. Remember, my div is right inside here. Now, if I do, we said that if you're doing position, absolute and all that, you can do top, let's say top 0. You will see. Because I did that, my div should be position absolute. It is now absolute to the body of the what? Absolute to the body. All right, which is the grandparent. Because I have not said that div should become what? Should become relative. So if I want my position absolute to be relative to the div, then I have to come to my div and do position relative. Watch what happens as soon as I define the relative. The immediately, boom, voila, it jumps down. That means my position absolute for what I'm defining will become relative to the div and not relative to the body, right? So I bet that settles it. So let me remove this position here so you can see that this is here. Now I'm going to use top, let's say minus 40 pixel for instance. Watch what's going on. I'm going to push it left too. I'm going to push left. Let me do left minus 30 pixel. Right? Beautiful. Now look at this border. It's seated on our image, and I taught you Z index, right? I taught you Z index. Check the previous lecture. Just do Z index so we can send it back. Z index. Sorry, please for this. So I can do -1. Voila, we are behind it. That makes sense, right? Making sense. Now that we have this guy, let's go ahead and remove this com because we don't really need it. We don't need it. We don't need the com. Just for clarity, that was why we need it. You can see what your content before tag is doing for you already. Now let's go ahead and repeat this same thing for these guys. Let's repeat it for this guy. So I'm just going to copy and paste and change it to what? To after. Right? Good. Just after. So now it is not going to be, I'm going to change the color to something different. Something close to like this. Somebody will say, where is the tag now? Where is what we define? I can't see it. I can't find it. Voila, it is there. What is blocking it is that we got this. So I'm going to make it 20. Right? And make this guy 15. Okay. Maybe I should save first so that you see what's going on. So I'm going to make the left 15. Voila, you can see what's going on, right? Good. I bet you love it. You love it. So let me advance this one to like, let's say 50, and then let's say left 52, right? So let me carry this one to, let's say 25, and then carry this one to like the same 25, right? It's making sense, right? Now let's give this I do hope it's making sense to you, right? So you can see how this might not look good now because you can actually adjust it to make sense. But let's check out what's going on. I can give my image a border too. I can even give my image a border, a special border to look like the other ones. Yes, I can give it the same border I gave these guys to match with the cloth of the girl. Just some basic design. So design is basically creativity, right? So you can increase the border size and all that. So let's see what happened. Let's play around. You know, we did hover. We've been doing hover and all that. Let's try and see if we can improve our hover. In this case now, I'm going to do div hover. But this hover, I want it to hover for after, and I want the div to also hover for before, right? Beautiful. Now I'm going to do this. So I want on hover, I want all these things to come in between. So I want the top to become 0, and I want the left to become 0. They should take their normal position. So watch it. Voila, voila, voila. Of course, this small space, you can play around it to get that done and fixed. You can see. Now let's add some beauty to the way the speed and the way this thing show the moment you hover on it. We want it to show with a particular kind of speed, transition, and we want it to display in a particular way, whether linear, radial, or whatever it is. Now let's go ahead and give this second one a background. This after, let's give it a background, right? Let's say background, let's do background, give it a color. Yes, this time around we are going to do something very light, something very light, very light, right? Beautiful. And then we're going to increase this to what, 4 pixel, right? Beautiful. So now let us go ahead and do what we call transition. Just all the speed should be 0.5 seconds, and all should go linear. I think linear, it should go linearly. Watch the way the inner one is moving. Watch the inner one. Did you see? Unlike the unlike the outer one that just disappears. All right, good. So let's copy the same thing and put for the outer guy, and let's see what's going on. You can see, right? They are both transiting. The outer one doesn't just disappear again. It goes in a particular order at a speed of 0.5 seconds, and they all move in a linear order, right? So you can implement this in one of your images so that when somebody bring in mouse, show them some activity, just to keep user on your page, make your page more interactive, and of course, the person would love, somebody can stay on this for 15 minutes and thereby getting someone to stay on your site. I think that's one of the most amazing things that every developer would want to implement in his or her own work. See you in the next video, and thank you for keeping up till this stage. Congratulations. You're doing better, and you're doing better. Sooner or later, you're getting towards a front end developer. Thank you.